excited to welcome and introduce Tiffany Howe. Tiffany is an executive director. She joined at the end of February in 2019. Tiffany is a military wife and a mother of four. And I just have to shout this out. She has earned 3 level 3 incentive trips. Enrolling is definitely a passion for Tiffany, and she sees this business as an opportunity to change someone's life. So when we go back to those questions of why enroll, you can see where Tiffany's passion is. So welcome, Tiffany. I'm going to stop screen share. So when Tiffany comes back in here, we can get more information. Are you able to log in? There we go. Hey, Tiffany, how you doing?
Oh, technology.
All right, I'm going to turn it over to you, and I'm going to try to go back through some of these comments. And remember, we have Q&A at the end, so be ready to take some awesome notes, y'all. Have fun with this, Tiffany. Take it.
Oh, thank you. Listen, I just realized when you were, introducing me so beautifully. Thank you so much for all your kind words. I'm wearing the same shirt that I was wearing in that picture. It's so embarrassing. But I'm a stay-at-home mom of 3, so naturally I have 2 adult shirts and like 800 leggings. So that's, of course, I would pick this shirt. Hi, everybody. As Peggy said, I am Tiffany Howe. I'm an executive director, mom of 4, military wife, all the fun things. And I worked for the state of California for 11 years. It was never my intention to not work a regular job. I mean, people say these aren't regular jobs, whatever, you know what I mean? It was never my intention to do anything like this. I had a stable career that I worked many years in. And when I had my first child, we immediately got pregnant on accident, surprisingly, with twins. And when that happened, both of us decided I had to stay home because I wasn't going to make enough money at that job to support the childcare for 3 newborns or 3 babies. So what happened during that was I threw myself into being a stay-at-home mom. My anxiety was through the roof. Who goes from learning how to have 1 baby to 3 all at once? So my anxiety was through the roof. I completely lost myself in being a mom. And I didn't see it happening. So the cool thing was when Color Street came into the picture, and I know this is so cheesy, but I mean it from the bottom of my heart. When Color Street came into the picture, it was just kind of a fun thing that I did. I didn't even really want to do it at first, but my friend Megan was like, let's do this together. It'd be so much fun. She was recruiting me, and I was like, whatever, let's do it. And it became something so fun to me that I started to feel myself again. I started to find little pieces of myself because I was doing this just for me. It wasn't about my kids. It wasn't about me being a wife or a mom or an 11-year career, person. It wasn't about anything other than this is super fun. A lot of my friends are joining. We're doing this together. We're getting to know each other. And it was so much fun. And it continues to be this much fun for me. 3 years later, I'm like, whoa, something is really happening with this. And where would I be if I didn't say yes to this? But more importantly, where would I be if my upline and friend Megan hadn't said, you should do this with me? I never would have done this, guys. Never, ever, never wanted to do direct sales, never had experience or anything. But it took my friend, and she literally had to ask me when Peggy says no doesn't always mean no, it is true. I pushed Megan away like 10 times, and she always kept coming back. Oh my God, why are you not doing this with me? This would be so much fun. So I owe so much to Megan for being brave enough to try to recruit me with no agenda. And I will never forget her for that reason, because this has changed my life, and it has helped me find myself in a time when I absolutely needed to remember who I was. That story always makes me a little bit choked up, but here's what we're going to be covering tonight. I'm talking about the how to do it, right? I had to do a how pun. I always have to do a how pun. That was from Molly Fitch. The mindset shift. How do we do this? It starts here, because a lot of people think recruiting is gross. Recruiting is not my thing. I can't do it. I absolutely am not a recruiter. But listen, you also said you weren't a salesman when you joined, and look, you're killing that. So bear with me here. It's a mindset thing. We're going to go over who to talk with, language, objections, the scary stuff, follow up. Now, what do I do? And then if we have time, some examples, which we might save for Q&A, but we'll see how much time we have. I'm already taking too long on this part. I'm sorry, Peggy. I want to first ask you guys to use the chat. And once you open the chat and put your answer in there, leave the chat up and continue to watch what everybody else is saying, because there's power in numbers. There is comfort in knowing other people feel the same way that you do. Other people have the same fears that you have. So I want you to open the chat right now. And I want you to, don't even look at me, look at the chat. And I want you to put your answer in there. What is it about recruiting that terrifies you? Why is it that you don't recruit? Why is it that you think you won't be a good recruiter? What is it? What's the thing that you're most afraid of? Wow, the chat's going crazy. Will you guys look at that? Would it help you to know, as someone who recruits constantly, that I started with those same fears? We're all human, right? We all have fears. Look at this chat going crazy right now. Is that making you feel better? Knowing you're not alone in being brand new to recruiting. It is not that you are not a good recruiter. It is that you just don't know how to do it yet, or you haven't learned it yet, or you haven't realized that you are good at it and you just need to start. Okay? Keep looking at that chat. I hope that that makes you feel better, knowing that so many people are afraid of all the same things that you are. All these people, I promise you, within these, oh my God, over 1,000 people in this call right now, there's a ton of amazing recruiters in here that just don't know it yet, but you're all scared of the same thing. Okay? That's what I want to help you with. The purpose of this talk from my end is to change your mindset. Again, it is such a mindset thing for me. And that's what changed for me, was somebody getting into my head and telling me, stop doing that. You are the only person standing in your own way of building a team. I'm going to say it again. You are the only thing standing in your way of building a team. That's going to start changing your mindset. You can, and you will. I know it's cheesy, but I literally, when I talk about the mindset shift, I want you to stand in the mirror and say these things to yourself. I am an enroller. I am an enroller. I want you to own it. I want you to then say, I can do this. It's new, but I can do this. And then I want you to remind yourself of all those other people that are just as scared as you. Then I want you to tell yourself, I will enroll. I will enroll and build my team. Okay? Can you guys do that? Can you look yourself in the mirror when you get off this call and say those 3 things to yourself and practice empowering yourself? Because recruiting can be lonely because not a lot of people do it. So you need to practice telling yourself, I got this. I can do this and I will do it. I'm just going to start and see what happens, because it's not as scary as you think. So if you've ever seen any of my recruitment trainings before, Peggy, text me and tell me if I need to hurry up. I'm so sorry. I'm so passionate about recruiting and enrolling, and I can talk about it forever. So if you've ever heard my recruiting, I love watching the chat. Okay, I'm going to stop looking at the chat. If you've ever watched any of my trainings on enrolling, you've heard the dessert metaphor, which I heard, passed down from other people. This is a metaphor that recruiters use because it makes sense to so many people. So when you go to a restaurant, you eat. What always happens after you finish your meal? Every single time you go to a sit-down restaurant, what happens before they bring the check? Would you guys like to see the dessert menu? That's the opportunity. That waiter is trying to upsell you. Of course, they have an agenda. But when you're sitting there being asked that question, you're not thinking they're just trying to win a sale. They're just trying to get me to pay more. Maybe you are, and that's fine. You're entitled to that. But that waiter, if they're doing it properly, is making it about you. man, you guys ordered such amazing food. Did you save any room for dessert? It's about you, right? Oh, I don't know. I'm too full. I'm stuffed. Oh, maybe next time. Okay. So they're going to hear no all the time, right? Most of the tables they ask, most of them say no. But if they don't ask all those tables, what do you think is going to happen? They're never going to find the yes. I want you to think of recruiting like that. You gotta put it out there. You gotta say, do you want to see the dessert menu? You don't have to say, do you want dessert? Do you want chocolate cake? But all you have to do is say, do you want to see what this brings? Do you want to see what this has to offer? Did you know that this is a business opportunity? And if you don't put that menu in front of their face, 9 times out of 10, they are not going to ask you to see it. They're not. I'm that person that's like, dessert sounds good, but I'm not going to ask. It's like, if they bring the check, they bring the check. But if he asks, I'm like, okay, let me see. I love chocolate cake. Let me see if they got a chocolate cake. And if they don't have a chocolate cake, I'm like, no, thanks. I'm not interested. It's not worth, the calories for me, whatever. Some people, they're in a hurry. They have to go to a movie. Some people are like, dessert's not my thing. Sorry. I don't trust those people, but some people don't like dessert. Okay. Some people are like, heck yes, it's our anniversary. Let me see the menu. The thing is, that waiter has to ask all these tables to figure out which one has the anniversary, or he's never going to know. He's never going to know. He will have missed the opportunity to find that yes. And that is what you are doing by not presenting the dessert menu. I hope that resonates with you guys as much as it does for me. Here's the other part of this. Do you think the waiter takes it personally when you say no, thanks? No. They're like, okay, not a big deal. I'll get the check for you and I'm going to go ask the next table. Okay. They don't take it personal. They don't take it as rejection. You just aren't ready. You don't want dessert right now. Does that mean next time you come, you might not want dessert again? Do you think that waiter is going to prejudge you and say they didn't get dessert last time, so they're probably not going to get dessert this time? No, they ask every single time. Hey, I know you guys love this restaurant. I see that you're done eating, or like they recognize you, and you say, did we save room for dessert this time? You know what? I sure did. I purposely saved room for dessert this time. Let me see the menu. There's your yes. But if you're not consistent with it, you're never going to find that yes. Someone else is going to find the yes for you. Okay. So I want you guys to keep that dessert menu in your brain. When you think about recruiting, dumb it down to recruiting is scary. Dumb it down to, I just need to show them the dessert menu and let that waiter teach you how to do this, because I know you've experienced all these waiters before that aren't scared of it. They don't take it personal, but they do. They ask the question to everybody. That metaphor, when I heard it, changed everything for me. It changed everything for me, because it's like, how long have I been missing out on this? Because nobody told me to share the dessert menu. But I looked at it like, oh my God, somebody's going to think I'm being spammy. Listen, I was not a recruiter. I only became good at recruiting when Circle of Excellence started, because I was like, yes, there's a goal. I'm going to get that bonus every single month. And that's how it started for me. I never really recruited before. Because, and still my fears to this day are, oh my God, when I sit with my friends, they're going to be like, oh God, Tiffany's coming. She's going to try to get us to join our team. And I'll never do that. I will not ever do that, because I'm so scared of it. I don't ever want to be spammy. I have the same fears as you guys. But what I want to challenge you to do is think of it as not spammy. This is not spammy. Just like when you joined, you thought you were going to be salesy. You thought you were going to push product on your friends and they were all going to hate you. Is that your experience? Have you learned how to color 10 and how to share the product in a more loving and caring way without being spammy? Recruiting's the same way. You have all these fears around recruiting, but it's not what you think it is. And it doesn't have to be that. That is, some people can do cold, door-to-door, cold messaging recruiting. That is terrifying and gross to me. I do not like it when I get messages like that. So I don't recruit that way. And listen to me. You don't have to recruit that way. That is not what recruiting means. That is not the only way to recruit. I'm trying to get in your mind. Is it working? That is not the only way to recruit. Not anymore. We have way more techniques now. You just need to find those techniques and find what works for you and get out of your own head. Recruiting is not spammy. And you can use whatever word you want. I have people tell me all the time, Tiffany, I get hung up on that word recruiting. Can you please stop using it? Recruiting is life-changing to me. But if you want to say enrolling, whatever the word is for you that works, you use the word for you. So I apologize if the word recruiting is not a good word for you, but it's in my blood. Like it's the word that I say. So please don't get stuck on that word and let it trigger you. Enrolling, recruiting. It is not spammy. It's life-changing. Think back to Megan, my upline. Think back to her. She changed my life just by saying, do you want to see the dessert menu? I owe her so much, you guys. I get chills when I talk about this, because if it weren't for her, what would I be doing right now? Remember when I was a stay-at-home mom and I was losing myself fast? I was like heading towards depression. Where would I be right now if it wasn't for someone recruiting me? Is that spammy to you, or is that life-changing? I hope that this is empowering you, because I no longer want you to think, when you get off this call, I no longer want you to think that recruiting is a bad word. Enrolling is not a bad word. It is part of life. And newsflash, every company has enrollers and recruiters. It happens all over the world, but for some reason, we're so scared to do it. Tap into it, guys. It is life-changing. You have the opportunity to be a Megan and change somebody's life. How amazing is that? Recruiting is not a bad word. It is life-changing. This is all mindset, guys. This is all you talking to yourself in your head, okay? You need to get right in your head about recruiting before you can successfully do it, okay? The last thing, and I spend the most time on mindset because it's the most important thing, in my opinion. And again, everything you're going to hear from me today, I'm not a professional recruiter, okay? This is just what works for me. You take what I say and you run with it, or you think that won't work for me. You're totally entitled to your opinion and what works for you. This is what works for me. Do not feel like this is how it has to be done. This is just, I'm sharing what has worked for me, okay? And hoping that it helps some people out there. Megan is Megan Guerin. Name drop. She's my upline. It is not about you. And Peggy kind of touched on this. If you go into this with an agenda, it's going to feel like you have an agenda. If I go into this and I'm like, hey girl, how many of us hate the hey girl message? Don't screenshot that face that I just did and put it on social media. If you do, you better tag me. How many of you get the hey girl message and you're like, stop. I see your agenda loud and clear. Who do you think you're fooling? It's insulting. Take your agenda out of it. Sure, you want to grow a team, you want to rank. We already know that. We already know you have an agenda. But in order to successfully recruit in this type of way where it's not spammy, take yourself out of it. This is not about you anymore. This is about the person that you're sharing the dessert menu with. Do they want this? Could they use this? Could this change their life? It's not about you. You're going to find, I promise you, when you remove yourself from recruiting, you're going to naturally build a team because you're not pushing people away anymore with your hey girl messages. I don't want any of you to ever in your life start a message with hey girl unless it's someone you already have a relationship with, because it is circling around now and everyone knows the hey girls, bye. Like those fire alerts, like those are not good. So don't do those anymore. If you take anything from this, take that. Okay, I'm going to move on to who to talk to. Peggy, you haven't texted me yet, so I'm assuming I'm okay. Who to talk to. The most important part of who to talk to is just identifying the people. So, well, judge people, right? It's no secret. Judging people doesn't have to be a bad thing. But everyone I come in contact with when it comes to Color Street or just my friends or a brand new woman or anybody, a man that I've met, I'm already thinking, I wonder if this person wears Color Street. How many of you guys make nail contact before you make eye contact? Like we all do it. We're all looking to try to see if they already wear Color Street, right? We make nail contact first. So I'm like, does this guy or does this person wear Color Street already? If she does, yay, we can talk about it. Oh my God, is that, whatever set? We talk about it, right? I'm immediately, when I meet somebody in my head, trying to figure this person out. Could this be someone that may be a customer someday? Or are they like, not really giving me that vibe that they'd be open to that conversation? Try to identify the people before you ever say anything, because then you're going to know who to say things to. So how do you identify people? You got this amazing thing called your VIP group. Okay. So identifying people. Anytime someone comments in my VIP group, I'm like, ding. Why would this person be a good stylist? Would this person be a good stylist? Would they have fun being a stylist? That doesn't mean I'm going to say anything. It just means I'm thinking. I'm thinking about who could be added to my funnel of potentials that I could talk to. Okay. This is not you talking to anybody. This is you working on yourself and making habits. Okay. Anytime someone posts or comments in my VIP group, I'm like, listen, I see this girl, Erica. She is constantly commenting in my VIP group. She's in my head now. I'm identifying her. And then the next day I'm like, oh, she's commenting again. She just posted a nail fee. That nail fee is amazing. So all those things I just said, why do you think Erica would be a good stylist? She's constantly on Facebook. She's constantly in my VIP group, having fun, being active in my VIP group. She posted a nail fee and the nail fee was good. 3 reasons why she would be a good stylist. You have to identify everyone that's in your funnel, all your customers. Start thinking about them as, would they be a good stylist? I always think stylist first. And if I'm like, I'm not really ready to jump to stylist yet, but maybe we could start with hosting a party. Okay. But I always think stylist first, like identifying who would be good at it. So your VIP group, your hostesses, guys, your hostesses, if they were a hostess that nailed it, like from the beginning, they are doing all the things that you're telling them to do. They're present, they're active, they're having fun, their friends are having fun. You're already a stylist. You're just not getting paid for it. Like you need to have that conversation with your hostess. And it might be a hard no, but you should at least let her decide for herself and show her the dessert menu. Okay. And like Peggy said, so I always ask the hostess first. If she says yes, I'm not going to go after her friends. That's just my own character. I'm not going to do that. I ask the hostess first. When she tells me no, I then start to think of the people in her group. Who is here? Who's having fun here? Who's maybe already ordered? Who's commenting? Whose name do I already know from this party? Have that conversation with that person. Always identify anyone that's in your face. Okay. Think about them. To stop and take a minute and think about that person. And I think my kids are about to barge in here. Think about whether or not they could possibly be a good stylist. Your friends, do your friends wear color sheet? Would they be good at this? You know your friends, right? That's the easiest conversation. That's the easiest. Do you want to see the dessert menu you've ever had in your life? Okay, they're your friends. You're just like, dude, why are you not doing this with me? It's so much fun. You see how much fun I'm doing? Let's do it together. Like that's the easiest. You need to go pitch your friends immediately because it's so easy. And then your personal page. If you're not using your personal page and sharing your business blessings and your journey and just posting about your life, not just Color Street, but your life, you're missing out because people may not say things, but they are definitely watching. They are watching you. Okay. So use your personal page. You've got all these women on there. Use it. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to language and objections. So I always I don't start it. I have in my head, I always like to say no pressure. Because immediately you take my agenda off this. It's not about me. This is about you. There is absolutely no pressure here. But have you ever thought about, that is literally what I say to almost everybody. So if I have the VIP that posts a nail fee and is constantly engaging in my VIP group, Erica, that nail fee you just posted, I compliment her. That nail fee you just posted was so phenomenal. Compliment her. I love how you put those sets together. I never would have thought about that. Have you ever thought about being a stylist? Like, keep it simple, you guys. Compliment her. Let her respond. Go back and forth a little bit and then be like, listen, I can't not ask you this. And there's absolutely no pressure here. But have you ever thought about being a stylist? Because I think you'd nail it. Like, you'd be so good at this. And then tell her why. You are always engaging in my VIP group, and it seems like you're having so much fun. Your nail fees are killer. I always love your combos. My friends in my VIP group look forward to your nail fees. And how much fun would this, sorry, I had to think for a minute. How much fun would it be to do this in your own VIP group with your friends? If you love mine, you would absolutely have so much fun in yours. That's it. Don't overthink it. Just think, because you've already identified her. You know why she'd be a good stylist. Tell her. Just tell her. Compliment her. Tell her the things that she does well. Say no pressure. And then say, have you ever thought about it? Because you guys, it's not about you. I'm going to repeat that multiple times in here. It is not about you. Have you ever thought about this? And between that question and the no pressure, you completely took yourself and your agenda out. I also try to push on everybody. Stop overthinking it. You do not have to have all the answers. You're not trying to manipulate people here. And I feel like when people want scripts and they want to know what to say and they're so stuck on like, oh my God, I don't know what to say. Find relief in knowing it's not on you to manipulate this person. You're not trying to get them to join. You're just planting the seed and asking them. All your job is here is to make them think about it, to present the dessert menu. They're not trying to manipulate you. They just want to know if you want it. Yes or no. Take the stress of manipulating people and knowing the right things to say out of it. This is just a human being that you're talking to. This is a woman just like you. Find the things you have in common. Figure out what her fears are and walk her through it, because you had those same fears. Walk her through it. And don't overthink it. Keep it casual. Be yourself. Don't use scripts. Just step back and respond to what she's saying as a friend, as a human being. And the last thing I want to say about language and objections is what Peggy said. Just listen. It's not about you. It is not about you having the right things to say. And I hope that that brings you some relief. You don't have to know what to say. It's not on you. All you have to do is ask the questions. They're going to unleash everything. They're going to tell. I usually get this huge paragraph back about all these things. Like, I've thought about it, but I'm so scared that I'm not going to have anyone to sell to. That's just an objection, you guys. Expect objections from people and you won't be as afraid to respond to them. Think of this person as just a woman. She's just a regular person like you that's scared of something. And you're basically going to be her therapist, you know? So when you're listening to her, feel her, think about what she's saying, get your agenda out and feel for her. What is she saying? What is she scared? I want you to ask when she replies. What? I take objections on. I'm like, yes, they're challenges. Hit me with the next one. Got that one. Let's go again. What's your next objection? Because they're not just going to have one. They're going to have like 10. Megan had to recruit me 10 times. So she's going to say, oh, I'm so scared to sell. I'm not a salesman. And you're going to come back. Oh my gosh. You're going to come back with the most amazing thing I've ever learned in my life when it comes to recruiting. Peggy already said it. Feel, felt, found. I don't know how to sell. Here's what you're going to say. Oh, Erica, I completely know, feel, felt, found. Write it down. I know how you feel. I know how you feel. Before I joined, that's exactly how I felt. I was so worried that I wasn't going to be a good stylist because I don't have the skills. I don't know how to sell and I don't want to sell. I'm not a salesman. I'm not pushy. Here's what I found, Erica. Feel, felt, found. It's going to change everything that you say. Here's what I found. Share how we sell, guys. You already know how to do that. If they say, Peggy already talked about time. I don't have time. That's like the biggest one, you guys. I don't have time. Oh my gosh, Erica. And then say, why do you feel like you don't have time? Tell me more about that. Dig a little deeper. What do you mean? Because that's too broad for me. Like, you don't have time. What does that mean? I need to know, do you really not have time? Or is it just not a priority? Or are you just scared? I'm looking for the fear. Okay. So, oh, well, I just had, and so I would have came back and said, I just had twins and I'm like exhausted and I'm going to unleash all these emotions, right? I'm going to unleash everything. I'm worn down and I don't have the time to do this. Erica, oh my God. I know exactly how you feel. If anyone knows how you feel, it's me. I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. I had just had twins and I'm going to tell her how I felt. Here's what I found. You can schedule your posts. We have all these graphics groups. Like, you know how to answer that. Dig deep. You know how to answer that. Feel, felt, found will guide you through all the objections. And then once you get through this one, what else does that make you feel better? Does knowing that make you feel better? And she's going to say, yeah, it does. Say, well, what else is holding you back, girl? Because there's more, guys. There's like 6 objections she's going to keep hitting you with, and you need to expect them. Sit back and be like, I'm ready. I'm ready for all these objections. Let's go. This is your friend, guys. She's struggling and she's scared. Help her see that she doesn't have to let fear stop her. Like, hey, girl. Oh my God, I said the hey, girl. I felt the same way. Here's how I got through that. Like, be her friend genuinely and tell her how you felt before you joined, or how your friend felt. Because if you didn't feel it, your sister stylist did. Okay? Feel, felt, found. My kids are screaming. And then, okay, now I want to go through follow-up. Okay? Follow-up, now what? If it's a dead-end conversation, like it just fizzled out, because you always want to do the call to action. You never want to leave a message without a call to action or a question. They need to know you want a response from them, or else they're just going to be like, I don't know what to say to that. Ask them a question and make it easy for them to respond. I'll be done in a minute. Mom life, guys, you get it. Ask a question at the end. So here's the feel, felt, found. Here's what I found. Sorry, that kind of threw me for a loop when she was screaming my name. Does it make you feel better knowing X, Y, Z? Does that make you feel better? Don't just leave it with the answer, guys, or she's going to be like, oh, she's right. And then just like move on with her life. Maybe she means to respond, but you didn't ask her a question. She just is going to move on with her life. But if you ask her, does that make you feel better knowing that? Does that give you some ease? Does that help you at all? Answer, right? She's going to feel like, oh, I need to answer her. Okay. So if it's a dead end conversation after that, don't overthink it, guys. Just come back and be like, do you have any other things that are holding you back? It's that simple. Just restrike up the conversation. Be okay with it's a no. You'll know, right? Like, the difference between, I've thought about it, but I don't know. Not right now. The difference between that and no, thank you, I'm not interested. Do you hear the difference? No, thank you, I'm not interested may also be a no, not right now, because that's what I said. And I just kind of wait for the next opportunity, feel that person out. And I'm like, we have a good relationship. So after she tells me no, I'm going to work on that relationship with her. I'm going to get her to know, like, and trust me. We're going to be friends. I'm not going to bring up the opportunity again. I'm just going to dive into this person and become her friend. That way, when she posts a nail fee, I've identified her and I'm like, oh, Sarah, I know you said you don't want to be a stylist, but you're killing me. These nail fees are so good. It's not about you. It's about her. Tell her why. You are so good at taking nail fees. That's like part of the battle. Most stylists can't even take good nail fees. You're so good at this. I really wish you would join me. Why are you not a stylist? Like, because you've had that relationship building with her, you can be a little more chill, right? So if you get no thank you, and they're not even interested in telling you why, I honestly let that go. I just do. And some people will tell you never to take a no, but I let that go and I move on to other people. That person will come back when she's ready. I move on to other people that say, I don't know, maybe not right now, maybe later. And if they say maybe later, what's holding you back now? And they'll tell you, because you're not trying to, manipulate them into joining. You're just trying to figure out, when can I follow up? So what's holding you back? Can I ask you what's holding you back from joining right now? And she'll say, I don't have the time. I don't have the money. And you're going to try to walk her through those objections. And then if it's still a no, Sarah, do you mind? No, don't even say, do you mind? Because then it's about you. Would you like it if I followed up with you? Can I follow up with you? Is there a better time that I can follow up with you? Anything like that. And then literally put it in your calendar. I have calendar events that go off and say, follow up with Sarah. And then I do. I'm like, oh, it's March. I have this note and keep it casual. I have a notification that says to follow up with you. Where are we at? Have you thought about it anymore? Have you thought about it anymore? I know at the time you felt like you were too busy. You didn't have enough time. You wanted me to follow up with you in March. Let's talk. Where are you at? Have you thought about it anymore? Feel her out. Okay. Ask to follow up. And then create a list of potentials. I have a list on my phone, and I'm sure there's a better way to do this, but I have just the notepad. I keep everything simple, you guys. I'm a Post-it note person. I post notes all over my office. I just hid them for you. I have notes on my phone, and I just say, it's just a list of potentials, all the people I've ever talked to, and maybe a little note about why they said no or where we're at in the conversation. And sometimes I'm just like, hey, I haven't reached out to anybody in a while. And I pull up that I pull up those notes and I just go and I talk to that person. Okay. So make a list. And then the last thing you want to do is try to make habits for yourself. This opportunity is 50% sales, 50% enrolling. So you want to do both. A lot of us go into this thinking we need to have parties. We're very comfortable with that, right? We need to have nail bars if we want to be successful. This is how we do this. But we don't ever think about, we also have to enroll. If we want to be successful and grow a team, it's 50-50. We have to enroll and we have to sell. So try to make habits for yourself. Work your business basics so you're constantly filling your funnel. Make a habit of every morning reaching out to a couple people a day, just a couple people a day. Make habits for yourself that start to change your mindset and make it more of a routine. And before you know it, you're just going to be enrolling every month. It's going to happen for you if you have these routines and these habits and you're doing them consistently. Okay. I'm going to stop there. I'm not going to go over the examples because I've already taken too much of your time. I want to challenge you. When you get off this call, start making your habits immediately. Why wait? There's people out there that are going to join with somebody. Either someone else is going to recruit them or you are. So I want you to do it. And I want you to start immediately. Tomorrow morning, wake up, put a sticky note, put a note in your phone, whatever works for you that says, reach out to 2 people. That's it. Don't enroll them. Just reach out to them. Start offering the dessert menu and start getting in the habit, little by little, start getting into the habit of reaching out to people and making that part just as much as you wake up and you think, I need to post 3 times in my VIP group. You also need to reach out to 2 people a day. That's it. Just start with that and try to do that within 48 hours. And then before you know it, you'll be doing it every day. Okay. So do that for now. Just reach out to 2 people. That's it. Try to identify who and reach out to those people. Because if, like the dessert menu, if you do not ask, that answer is always going to be no. Okay. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And Peggy, I'm so sorry I took so long. Take it back.
It's all good. It was great information. And I know we did have people that shared that they did need to get off. But if anybody who is willing to stay on, I want to do a couple things to wrap up, and we will take maybe 5-10 minutes for a few questions. So you can put them into the Q&A, please. There is no way with this many people we can follow the chat. Hit the Q&A at the bottom and start typing those in. I wanted to kind of go back where Tiffany started. And I had to put my glasses on so I can see all the comments because it was going crazy. But she had asked everybody to share in the chat, what is the thing holding you back? And I love that she did it. So I want to go back to that. And our whole goal when we were talking and sharing this whole training is we want to empower your confidence in enrolling. We want to help you with that and know that you can do this. So you named your fear. And I've done a training, I've done a connect the dots on it. You have named it, now claim it. You have publicly stated what it is. Here's the awesome thing. You now have the ability to reframe what that is and what you're going to do moving forward. I want to commend the people that I've already seen in the chat that have said, I've already started reaching out to people while you've been talking and getting so much out of this. So thank you for that. This is being recorded. It will be posted in the Monday newsletter. We are also going to post this in the virtual office and in the app under resources. And under both of those places, we have a section that's about the new compensation plan. It's going to be posted in there. All right. So I'm going to check out a couple of these questions and we're going to throw them over to, okay, Lordy, I'm going to limit this to like 5-10 minutes. So we might not get to all your questions. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to look through. Sorry. Give me, here's one that I was seeing that when you were talking, there is a fear of enrolling your best customers. because the fear of it's taken away from your personal business, and their friends are in your VIP group as well. Can you talk about this scarcity mentality for us, please?
So much. Yes. That I had a stylist join my first month and I was like, no, a customer, no, because she was ordering that whole month and I panicked. But here's what I know how you feel. I felt the same way. Here's what I found. When she joined, I was teaching her to do all the things that I was doing while I was still doing the things myself. My VIP group was still growing. She's one person that left. I continued to have parties. I continued to meet new customers and continued to get more and more sales because my momentum was still going. If you are not letting your momentum die because you're having parties, this one person is not going to matter. She's going to take her, maybe, if she had a party and she brought 5 customers to your VIP group, she's probably going to take those people, right? But she's going to be successful and she's going to help you rank. So you want your best customer to take a couple people and feel that success right off the bat. And I promise you, as long as you don't stop and think, oh, I enrolled one stylist, I'm good to go. No, you cannot stop. You have to continue to book your parties, continue to put yourself in front of people and get your sales yourself and fill your own funnel. You won't even notice that she's gone because I will say it did terrify me and every time it happens, it scares me all over again. But as long as you're doing your business basics, your color 10, and you don't stop your ball from rolling, hers starting to roll is not going to affect you whatsoever. I hope that helps.
What about, so this is kind of goes back to scarcity mindset, but when you've shared the opportunity and the objection or concern is, well, there's already so many stylists, there's so many people in this area. What about that? How do you address that?
Like it's oversaturated already?
Yes. Oh, I hate that phrase.
I hate that word.
Complete myth, y'all. Complete
myth.
It
is. Especially when Color Street Home Office posts the statistics and it's like, there's over however many, I'm the worst at numbers, but there's so many people in this one city and only this many stylists here or this many customers here or something. I can't remember what they posted, but if it's oversaturated, like people are constantly joining and leaving. Okay. So it may be oversaturated or whatever, but people are also leaving and coming back as customers. Their customers are going to be coming back. People also change stylists sometimes. And also there's tons of people that don't wear it yet. There's tons. Okay. Walk around, go to the grocery store, and I want you to look at everybody's hands. How often do you see someone wearing Color Street? It's not oversaturated. I maybe once every week find somebody that has Color Street on and I'm like, yes, it's not oversaturated. There's tons of people out there, tons of women that throw parties for you that have their own network that you haven't even touched yet. And you know what? There's also stylists that are better. So maybe they had a party, and this is kind of the harsh reality. Maybe they had a party already and they know about Color Street, but that stylist dropped the ball. They didn't even follow up. They didn't invite them to their VIP group. So that customer loves it, but she's just swimming. She doesn't have anywhere to go. Find that customer and bring her to you because she has nobody. So you might as well get her. It is not oversaturated. There's plenty of opportunity for you to put your face in front of people and bring them to you. And make sure that person has a home and a place to go, because I can't tell you how many times people come to me and they're like, I ordered at a party and I didn't know what to do after that. So that stylist didn't bring them anywhere. So there's tons of people out there like that. I promise you it happens all the time. So it's not oversaturated. You're just scared. Get rid of that objection right away because it's not oversaturated.
One other one I want to do, I think this is very valid, and this could be one of the harder ones, I think, when it comes to the objections, because it's very personal and it's talking about finances. Mm-hmm. When somebody is interested, but they flat out can't afford it.
I mean, people have ways that they do that. It's touchy for me. I don't have the best, perfect answer for that. I try to walk them through a little bit and I say, do you know how much the kit is? Let's talk about that first, because a lot of people don't know that. They're just like, I can't afford anything extra right now. So make sure they know how much it costs. Make sure that they know what comes in the kit. Show them a picture of what comes in the kit. Take a picture of all the sets in your hands and say, this is what comes in it. You can sell all these And if you sell them at such and such a price, you're going to make that money back as soon as you can sell those. We're going to have a launch party, like tell her all the things that you're going to help her with to help her start getting some sales. And then again, call to action or leave her with a question. Does that make you feel better at all? And if she's still like, oh, I love that, but right now I still don't have the money. In my personal opinion, I don't know if there's anything else I want to try to push for that. I don't like to push that, but I do like to let them know, does it make you feel better knowing I'm going to help you get launched? Because a lot of people don't know that. They think, oh, I used to do MLM and nobody ever threw me a launch party. They just think they're going to be thrown to the wolves and not know how to start making money. So let them know, I'm going to help you with a launch party. I'm going to help you start getting some momentum rolling and help you with parties. You're going to get a kit and with all these nails that you can sell in your VIP group right away. Like as soon as you get it, as soon as you hit join, you have a link where you could start texting people and ask them if they want to try it or whatever, like, do you know that? And a lot of times if they really don't have the money, you'll know after that. If it's just that they're scared and they didn't really know the facts, you'll know after you put the facts in front of them. Does that make sense?
No, I really like that. And again, it's about building that relationship. Yes. And I seen a couple of comments, and I want to caution on this in responding of how can you afford not to, because you want to identify and validate what their concerns are. I completely understand what you're saying because of the potential. And I know that's where your heart is, but think about your word choices because they are so powerful. So just have more dialogue. Is this something, if money is your only concern, to find out if there's more going on, are you willing to continue these conversations to figure out a way that would work for you? You have to be comfortable about it. And it's not about you and you wanting them to do it. Yes, you want them to do it. It's about what's right for them in their time. And you will gain so much respect from that potential, who will be more likely to do it when they do it, or work towards saving to do it when you give them that respect. So please keep that in mind.
That's so
okay,
good.
Y'all. We've kept you a really, really long time. Yes, I know that there are a bazillion questions in here. I'm going to go back through the chat. I'm going to try, I'm not making a promise. I'm going to try to figure out ways to respond to some more of these things. I've seen several questions that aren't enrolling specific and more about, well, how do I even book the parties? Because that's so hard. Okay, y'all, said it from the beginning. Starts with color 10. I've seen questions about, well, I've tried to get people interested on my VIP page, but it's crickets. It's about building personal relationships. And if you have had the same number of people in your VIP group, you've been talking to the same number of people. Go back to color 10. I did see one person say something about, well, how do you color 10 when you work from home and you don't leave your house? Are you on social media? And my ultimate question will always come back to, what are you willing to do to get where you want to be? Please feel free to reach out. We are here to, again, we want to empower you to get where you want to be. This is the first of our 4 series. Next Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern time, Central time. I'm in Eastern. We are going to talk about onboarding new stylists. So as you're having these conversations, we want you to come back. Even if you haven't enrolled somebody, you're going to go through the process, come back to learn the information. Everything is going to be recorded so you can get it. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We apologize. We are just passionate. There's so much information we want to give you, but I hope you continue to come back to the entire series. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to Tiffany. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.